What's going on, people? So right now, I'm just seeing if everybody's good to go. So, man, I cannot see if I'm actually live. That's crazy. That is so crazy. But if you like this video, man, give it a thumbs up. Let me know exactly what you think. So once again, people, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray here, and I am giving you a live video feed for CHH now, and also just personally myself. I felt like I wanted to go live. I wanted to do this live. I wanted to allow you as the people to really rock with me. So if you like what you're seeing, man, please hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. And we just gonna go in there, man. I think that we're just gonna go in there, man. I don't know. It's funny, man, when you go live and you do a video like this, so many things can go wrong. So many things can happen. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to be confident, A. B, you do not want to panic if nobody watches the video at first. You know, I do multiple forms of content. I do forms on YouTube, my podcast, my radio show. This particular broadcast will be on the radio show and also the podcast as well. And this will be long form. This will be me talking. If you got something to say, please go to the link below, and we're gonna get started, man. Say the least. Dang it. See, this is bothering me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. Dang, I don't wanna come back. But let me see something real quick before we go. I am signed in. What the heck you doing? So excuse me, guys. I know this is live, but I'm trying to figure out why my thing is not showing up at all. It says good stream. I can't see. It says please sign in to view. Please sign in to view. How do I sign in to view, guys? This is crazy. You're trying to just. I should already be signed in, to say the least. Ah, gosh. Late in the morning. Let me. I can't. I am signed in. What you do? This is probably the craziest thing, people, because right now I'm trying to do this live, and the doggone thing is not working. Give me 1 second. Nobody's watching right now, so want to please analytics, streaming, replay, blah 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 blah. I'm on here, but it says for me to play the thing. I should be already on, but as I get this thing situated on my end. If you got something to say, hit me up in the super chat. I'm in a booth right now, just chatting it up. And let me open this widget real quick. It says warning. I'm here. If you here, you watch with me. Chat with me to see if everything is going right before I start, man. Because right now I see that I'm live, but I can't actually see that I'm live. So let me actually go to my YouTube channel real quick. And just because I just got to see if I'm live. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to watch yourself if you're not live. So we got a lot of things to talk about, man. One thing we're going to break down, man, we're going to talk about the crew, Hip Hop Coin. I got something I want to talk to them about Dayton and what he said as far as his just his terminology with, his tweet. We're also going to talk about a few other things. So as I'm looking right now, I think that I am live. And yes, I am live for a second. Just give me a few seconds to see. Stephen Adam is in the building, baby. What's going on with you? Oh, okay. I'm live. I lie. But I am live. So Stephen Adams, man, what's going on with you, fam? Let me type to you real quick. And we're going to get this thing started, man. So, like I said, man, what's going on, fam? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray. And I'm just doing my little live real quick, man. And I just want to give this to the people because I understand that, people want to be our people. and I want to be able to give myself freely to talk about CHH, man, because I know that's something that we all love. CHH has affected us in so many different levels, and there are more voices out here than Rapzilla, the Crew, Hip Hop Corner. Shout out to all these platforms that do their thing, man. But I realized this, man, and I was looking at this real quick. I was doing just searching out for some artists for my Review Fridays, the show that I do every Friday on 44 Radio. That's my online radio station. And I was looking up New H2O, right? New H2O. What happened was, as I was looking at New H2O, they did not update in 8 months, right? This is Rapzilla's supposed to be own arm for independent Christian rappers or whatever. And I said it a year ago. I did not like the move whatsoever. And here's why. One, I didn't like the fact that Rapzilla kind of made it known that they brought New H2O and was making it into like a indie Christian hip hop blog site, which is Rapzilla supposed to be for Christian hip hop, which the majority of CHH artists are independent artists. And what it looked like was say that, hey, look, this is the big boys play, and this is the minor league team. And how are you good enough to be on the minor league team? And from here, it depends on somebody's opinion. And when I was looking at it, I was like, yo, this music dope. Why nobody's not why these people ain't on Rapzilla? And then I realized, I was like, wow, they didn't update in 8 months. So the thing is, man, it's funny because CHH now, as you can see, man, we are pretty much the only site. And I'm not saying we're the only ones. I don't want to sit here and be like, we're the only ones. But as I'm looking, as far as the independent site, you got Rapzilla, you got Trackstarz, and you don't have too many people after that that's really known in the CHH space. You know what I'm saying? That's not a whole lot. So that whole realm it can be got. So I thought it was very interesting, to say the least. It's a shameless plug for CHH.com, but if you haven't been to the site, please go to the site. So here's the first thing I want to talk about tonight. Let's talk about this real quick. 7 Adam, I know exactly you're the person to talk to tonight about this. So it says lyricism aren't as appreciated in CHH. I'm probably saying that wrong word. I'm butchering it. Just like I do in my recorded videos, it doesn't really get any better when it's live. So this woman said, I gotta disagree to a certain extent. I think lyricism are underappreciated regardless. I think if people come up listening to good lyricists, regardless of the flow or beat, that they have recognized and appreciated, they'll be recognized and appreciated in CHH. That's my personal experience, at least. And then Chad Horton says, I hate reading these type of tweets. This doesn't apply to HH specifically. They just continue to bad PR in our genre. This statement applies in almost every genre right now. So here's what we gotta do. Here's what we gotta talk about, man. So right now we're talking about lyricism is not appreciated in CHH. I can agree to a certain extent, but at the same time, lyricism does, it's like water and oil, right? Usually the cream always rises to the top. And here's what happens in CHH a lot of times. And with Chad Horton's statement, I don't like it when he says in hip hop. There should be no difference between Christian hip hop and hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? So let me repeat myself and let me kind of make this thing clear real quick. People like to distance CHH from hip hop, and I think that's the problem with the genre. That's why it's not growing, because we don't want to play by the rules that hip hop plays to kind of get our foot in the door, so that more of our artists can really get the exposure they need. And it boils down to this simply put it, right? It boils down to the fact that our CHH artists cannot sell albums. They cannot sell projects. Okay, you got 100,000 streams off of your song. Great. That is absolutely great. But that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, hip hop is all about what can you sell. Now, when it comes to who's the best MC, who can rap, all that good stuff, I can care less about the sales numbers. But if we want to really be taken seriously as a genre, we have to produce artists who can sell, learn how to sell for themselves, learn how to do shows with more than 30 or 40 people. And you got to have 8 people on a bill in order for you to sell 100 tickets, if that. So you have to understand this when it comes to CHH. Dayton was specifically talking about CHH, right? That is cool. That is cool. But let's keep it in our genre for a second before I say hip hop. In CHH, who do you know that is a dope MC? I look at it, I always get overshadowed. Eshawn Burgundy, one of the most decorated CHH artists, as far as career rise, has done a lot of things that a lot of these independent artists have not done before, right? Can go toe to toe with the best. But when all these lists comes and when everything comes, they do not talk about Eshawn Burgundy. They do not talk about Infantry. Dayton gets talked about somewhat, but he don't really get talked about. He had a dope record, CHH Ain't Dead. Who's talking about it a month after it's dropped? Nobody's talking about it. It was a cool little rallying cry, but nobody's talking about it, right? So my issue is with this, and you have to understand this. CHH will never get anywhere until first we can identify who we are as a genre, and that looks at the artists, who's the artists are. And if you look at the main blogs and stuff, as far as the CHH, what do they talk about? They talk about more trendier music, okay? You will not get on these playlists, you will not get on these sites if you don't sound trendy. If you're a boom bap rapper, point blank period, you will not get on these popular sites, okay? I love what we're doing at CHHNow.com, but CHHNow.com at this particular point is not making or breaking artists at this particular moment, okay? There are other platforms that have the ability to break it, but if you go on their page right now and run through all the music that they have on their playlist, it sounds roughly similar to what goes on in the mainstream, okay? So Dayton is not right about that exact example. But I think Christian hip hop at this particular point lacks in depth. And Seven Adam, you said that Eshawn is always the one I think about. Elect Records. Am I saying that? Elect Records are all lyrical guys. I think it is Elect. Yeah, Elect Records are. Yeah. But here's the thing, Seven Adam, and then I'm glad you're the right person to talk about this, man. And I'm probably gonna have to, have you on the show, man, next week, man. Do a scheduled interview to have you on the show next week. I think that with these labels, man, they try to stand apart. That Dre Murray, shout out to Dre Murray, he's on with Elect Records. I seen that you covered it as well. If you are watching, man, Seven Adam, man, is probably one of the dopest YouTubers out there, man. So I'm gonna keep plugging them in. No matter how many people who watch this before the stream, after the stream, whatever. Seven Adam, man, you tune in. You need to check him out, bro. He's dope. Yes, we have labels that do lyricism. I'm saying the word right, lyricism, and they emphasize in that. But at the same time, you have got to understand that we have to have more people push that. And what Chad Horton said, he hate tweets like this because it divides Christian hip hop or whatever. It don't get done, and that argument don't get done in hip hop. Yes, it does. Do you watch Everyday Struggle? Do you watch The Breakfast Club? There are always conversations between, look at DJ Academics and Freddie Gibbs, okay? The reason why this is such a big news story because Freddie Gibbs is more so a lyricism guy. You know what I'm saying? His albums have more in depth and was highly rated as far as hip hop. But at the same time, he don't get the mainstream buzz and attention it deserves because it's a lyricism guy. You got to realize, in the game of hip hop, it is ran exclusively by what's trending, what people want to listen to in their car. If you know what I'm saying, if they want to listen to some underground, guess what? They will find the underground playlist, go to it, and click on it. So for me, man, I just feel like in general, man, like Christian hip hop needs to do a better job at just everything. Everybody should be able to eat. Everybody should be able to have the platform in order for them to grow. But if you look at these popular blogs, and there's one blog in particular that we all know that really runs things. I'm at no fault to that blog, but at the same time, it's like it's like this. Apple, I'm gonna go like this. Apple is the trendsetter when it comes to technology at this particular point right now. When Apple wanted to get rid of the head jacket port, which is a very important port, by the way, to a lot of us that like to plug in our headphone sets. You know what I'm saying? If we want to go to the headphone port, right? I mean the head jack, you know, they take that out, and guess what? You got to do Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth is an inferior model than having the aux cord, hooked up to your phone, right? They don't care. Apple just started to take the aux cord port out so they can sell their AirPods, right? And guess who started to follow? Every other company in existence. But now the lower end phones, they have the port. The more advanced phones don't have that port anymore. And the reason why I use Apple Music, because Rapzilla, at this particular point, they set the trend when it comes to Christian hip hop, right? It is a reason why we as a genre we're stunning our growth, right? Because of some fact that we only have one big player, you know, in the blog sphere. We only have one big player when it comes to the YouTube sphere. We only have one big player when it comes to all these different things, and people wonder why. Oh man, why can't things be different? OB had a tweet, and I didn't pull this up. I should have pulled it up, but let's go ahead and rock with it. OB said that, you know, he wished that there were more people like Aaron Effect, more people like Track Stars, more people like Chad Horton, more people like, you know, plugging different people that he wished that was more into the genre. And Self Adam, you know, I seen that you put on Twitter, you like, hey man, that's a lot of people out here that's doing it, like myself, you, and a few other people at the B+, right? Shout out to B+ as well. So I jumped in and I was like, yo, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just hear about the same old people. Chad Horton said, here's the thing he said. He said, make basically, I'm a nutshell it. He said basically make a demand, serve a need, and people will come. He said serve a need and people will come. And then I know some I was like salute and B+ like, yeah, you told me that a year ago, I just been grinding. I think it's a little bit self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? And here's why. Here's why I'm gonna say that, man. All right, so here's the thing, OB. It's not the fact that people there's not enough people that's not more people that's doing it. Because there's a lot of people who are trying to build CHH and build platforms organically. Myself included, Steph Adam, B+. A lot of us that does it. There's a lot of other people that have came in this game, tried it, realized that it's a lot of work to do and not a lot of pay to get done, get discouraged, and bounce, right? We seen David Livick go out and be like, yo, I can't do this no more, because at the end of the day, like, bro, what angle are you gonna come from? Are you gonna just cover all CHH? You know what I'm saying? Like the main stories, guess who got that locked? Guess who got that on lock? The Crew's Hip Hop Corner and Rapzilla, okay? They already got that on lock. So let's say you try to do a video. I've done this before. I've done the same video that the Crews have done. And I reported it. I had the same keywords and everything else. They video tripled what I've done, and I have the same Black Roz. Exactly. Thanks, Seven Adam. It's so many people that does it. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, so what angle are you gonna come from? Now, if you go independent route, that's gonna take forever to grow, because here's why. Nobody's looking for these independent artists. If I do a reaction video about a dope record, An adult artist, nobody cares. And I'm not saying nobody cares like these people are like nobodies. No. I'm not saying that at all. But if you're trying to make YouTube into a business, it's like, oh man, people are searching for CHH, but you don't know exactly what they are searching for. So it's a lot of trial and error. And what the Cruise Hip Hop Corner have done successfully is that they can take some videos and be first to market when it comes to putting it out. They have a lot of videos that have done great numbers because people were looking for that particular video at that particular time. And they was able to capitalize on it, getting a few 100,000 views. But if you look at their normal videos that they do, some of their videos only get 600 views. Some of the videos get 500 views or whatever, 400 views. And I'm not knocking the Cruise Hip Hop Corner. No, that's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, I am saying this, that it's the question is, should we have more people? The question is, how can we help the other people build a platform so that way when people look at CHH, they know the stables that they can do so, and so that way it can build the platform. Madden. If you look at Madden, I play Madden all the time. You look at Madden. Madden was the best Madden when it had NFL 2K5. 2K5 and Madden 2005 was probably, in my opinion, the best Maddens. That's when football sports games were at its cream of the crop. Just it was crazy, man. I actually own both copies now. I had to go. I rebrought both Madden 05 and NFL 2K05. I'm like, man, this was awesome. Why? Because they had competition. When you don't have competition, look at the WWE, bro. It's like, who else is there to challenge you? Nobody. So then you start to stumble your old feet because there's nothing to challenge you. But we have competition. We can do bigger and better things. So I feel like this. I feel like we need to continue to, build our platforms. If you can build outside of CHH and then also tie in CHH and your Christianity in whatever you do as far as YouTube, I think that would be great. But at the same time, you are going to have to build your nest right here. And then when you look up, be able to like, okay, man, I'm at the table now. Because people are not just going to build that platform, build that piece. One thing I respect about David Livick so much is that when my channel was a little bit more smaller, he did a video about all the CHH YouTubers out there, all of them. He didn't have to do it. He had me included, and he was like, man, a lot of y'all know this guy. I was like, what? How they know me? But a lot of people knew me, and a lot of people, and I got a few subs from that as well. But then I started to know about other CHH YouTubers as well, and we kind of sort of built a little group or whatever. So that's something that I truly miss, man, to be honest with you. I'm not now. Do I say the Rapzilla do that? No, I don't think Rapzilla should do that. Should the Cruise do that? No, by all means. But I'm not looking at anybody to give me a platform. That's why I'm creating one right now. So here's another question I got going on, man. Let me see this. Speaking of the Cruise, right? I'm gonna say this, bro. So the Cruise said yes because that's it. That's the tweet. And I want to kind of talk about this real quick, man. And not to single out the Cruise Hip Hop Corner. Do I know the Cruise? I don't necessarily know if I like. Okay, so here's the thing. They know about me. I know about them. We had a few dialogues. I commented on their channel. They commented on my channel. To say at least, some things I agree about them. Some things I don't. But here's my question. And this is where I wish Kyle Manning was here in the chat. He may be in here now. You know what I'm saying? He may be in here now. Just hasn't dropped a comment yet. But here's the thing. Should Christian influencers, personalities, what have you, be able to curse on camera, on records, on whatever, without any type of like repercussions from that? Because I feel like in our space right now, people are super duper relaxed on the topic. It's like, oh, I can cuss anytime I want to. It's like, but what about, and I wish I had the quote up. Next week, guys, I'll make sure I have the quote up to allow you to kind of really see what I want to come to. But Paul said that, basically I'm summarizing that if it causes your brother to stumble, don't do it in front of them, right? And cuss words have a sense of ways to make people struggle. I know for me, I don't curse. I don't try to cuss around my kids. I don't try to cuss at all. Now, will there be some words that I may say in private and I won't say in public? Absolutely, because as an influencer, God has allowed me to influence whoever I need to influence. I am not going to just say things because I don't know who's watching at the other end of the camera. Because I still, bro, to this day, I still get messages. I still get comments on videos I've done 2, 3, 4 years ago. And I'm like, well, about 2, 3 years ago. I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all watching that? How? You know what I'm saying? But because I have to be consistent with what I do, because I never know when somebody's going to look up this video and say, oh man, Lucky, like, man, I don't know what you was doing there. You was kind of tripping. And then it's like, is it because he was just? And then here's the thing with Twitter, guys, that I see. A lot of people use Twitter as a way to vent, right? As a way to vent. We need to work on discipleship, bro. We need friendships here in Christian hip hop. People should not just be out there wilding on Twitter just to hear themselves talk in order to get a reaction or respond, right? You know what I'm saying? If I put out on Twitter, yeah, I blow up cars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put stuff on fire. I want people to be able to check me. Stephen Adams said, I love the fact Brinson made it clear they don't cuss. Yeah, man. I love Brinson, man. I did an interview with Brinson the other day. Matter of fact, shout out to him. He's actually on my CHHNow.com/music, man. Brinson is probably one of the dopest brothers, man, that's been out there, man. We connected. One of his artists watched my videos, and we've been building ever since, man. And I love the fact that if this is going to be Christian hip hop, right? If this is going to be Christian hip hop, right? I'm not saying you're supposed to be holier than thou and be like, oh man, if you cuss, you go, no. I'm not saying that at all. But if this is supposed to be Christian hip hop, bro, we supposed to be different. Then we supposed to be different. I shouldn't be sitting in a room with you in an interview and I can't feel the presence of God with you. Now, I'm not saying that the Cruise Hip Hop Corner don't have the presence of God. I don't know them personally. But this comes whenever you go and you do a video or you put out something and you just say something, right? And you don't know what other people are going to say. I was watching the No Jumper interview with DJ Vlad, and he said that he was talking to an artist about the Wade situation and his son, daughter, son, whatever you want to ask. He been like, yo, bro, I can understand if it was a private matter. Then nobody can really say nothing. But if this is a matter that you put out there, you go on a press run, you sign documents about edits, all that stuff, you do all these things, and then it's a public forum now. How can you get mad at somebody when somebody speaks on it when it becomes public? Somebody's going to say something. And I feel like people put stuff out on Twitter, and when you check them about it, they do not want to be like, oh, you don't have the right to check me because God knows my... I'm so sick of people saying that, bro. For real. I am so sick of people saying, God knows my heart. And they use that as a determination to sin and to do whatever they want to do to sin. That is not right. That is not cool at all. And apparently, man, I can get offended by that, bro. Like for real. So I personally myself feel like this, that you have to be careful about what you say and do. And to be honest with you, and this is just me opinion, you know what I'm saying? I think that, Stephen Adams is, me and you rocking right now. I don't know who else listening to this or watching it, but check this out. I low-key think that the Cruise Hip Hop Corner really want to be mainstream. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they do get a lot of numbers, but comparatively to bigger channels in hip-hop, it is so much smaller than little old Christian hip hop. All right, I believe that the last video was about, 600-700 views or whatever, which is that's a lot of views. Don't get me wrong, bro. That's a lot of views. You get 700 views every view you drop. I mean, that's great. But a lot of times, if you see 700 and you just did 8,000, you know what I'm saying, stuff started to look funny. Like, yo, how can we go and do this? So you start doing topics that are, bro, I've done this. I've tried to do hip hop content, and that junk is a dud. That junk don't fly at all. And I'm like, bro, what am I doing wrong? I can see myself coming in from a Christian perspective and then tying in what I talk about with my faith, you know what I'm saying, and kind of blending that in. I think that's a little bit different than trying to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine. One, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, bro. Like, bro, it's like it do not click at all. And I'm like, bro, I'm talking about it is very interesting. I think within our fan base, we can discuss hip hop news because I think that Christian hip hop artists, Christian hip hop community is looking over to see what's going on in the mainstream. When Jada and August and Will, all that situation go down, people in the CHH community was talking about it. But we can talk about it amongst ourselves. We can't talk about it in the mainstream world because first of all, they're gonna be like, who are you? Some dude called me lame and called me a fake DJ Academics. And I think I was just reporting on Huey passing away. I think that's a story that it's a general story that you can cover, right? So somebody called me a fake DJ Academics, and I was like, oh, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? That's not even my lane. So I love the fact that I'm swimming in the CHH lane because for me, that other side, man, you can get into the weeds talking about a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Tekashi 6ix9ine. It is so many different layers to talk about. You can talk about him being a snitch, right? You can talk about him, his homeboys. And if you start getting to the story about him and his baby mama, bro, I don't even want to touch that story, to be honest with you, because I don't want to struggle in here. Thinking about his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, I'm good, bro. I'm good. So man, I think that if the crew's hip hop corner, if they want to go mainstream, let them go mainstream. But at the same time, it's like, look, man, people in CHH, man, just want to be stars, bro. I was riding my bike today, and I was just thinking about that. I like CHH is we really want to be stars, and they don't realize that people fake it till you make it. Tekashi 6ix9ine, I've learned his song, I forgot, Gooba or whatever, went number 1, right? The next week dropped to number 34 in the Billboard charts. This dude was faking streams and buying numbers the whole time. Billboard for his last album said he had so much bot activity. You know what I'm saying? I think I think they let it slide because with him, it's like he has so many real numbers coming in. You can mix that thing with the fake numbers and you can mix it all together. But it's like, bro, like, why are we trying to play this game that is built on a mirage? You know what I'm saying? The hip hop industry in general is built on a mirage. It is fake. It's not real. Why do we want to live that type of lifestyle? I will never know. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Shoot yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless we all wait on NF to come back with something else. If NF come back, we all blowing up. You know what I'm saying? For that next month or so. Because that NF video, that's my highest video at all. And I was just playing around. I didn't know what I was doing. So, man, let's get into this other topic, man. Our last topic of the night. Woo! I say this for last one, man, because I wanted to really get it in to see what y'all guys think, man. So it says the CHH industry, and this is Young Noah. Young Noah, if you don't know, is an artist. He was signed to Clearsight. He's a CHH vet for a while. It says the CHH industry really is the land of make believe. Nowhere else in the world where you see so many arrogant broke rappers. So you know what I'm saying. So that was tough, man. That was tough, man, to say the least, bro. So I'm about to do this real quick, man, and I'm gonna get out your hair, man. But point blank, period. I think the Cruise, I seen that video. And I was watching that video. And I don't think they understood what he was trying to say. People, listen, stop trying to compare hip hop to Christian rap. It is a totally different ball game. Hip hop, okay, so right now, hip hop is major leagues. Christian hip hop is single A baseball. Right? Single A baseball, Christian mainstream is here. What goes on down to single A, the majors don't even know about. So for one, stop trying to be like, well, hip hop, that's, arrogance in general. No. Okay, here's what I think that Young Noah was talking about. I believe Young Noah was simply talking about the fact that the minor leagues, exactly, self-ab. Here's what I think is happening. And I need y'all to listen to me clearly. In CHH, we have a lot of people, a lot of artists who make themselves bigger than what they actually are. Right? Right? Like, let's keep it funky. These artists in particular just think that, oh man, all I have to do is make it in this make-believe land called Christian hip hop. And I done seen cats not speak to you. I done seen cats walk around in a like a jock group. I done seen cats shun interviews. It's crazy to think the fact that how CHH is I don't want to say progressing. I don't want to say I don't know, but I've seen a lot. And I think with his problem is that, okay, first of all, you're in this bubble that don't really exist in real life, right? If it wasn't for Christian hip hop, you would have no buzz at all. When I say you, it's a lot of rappers, not everybody, but you have no buzz at all. But you think you almighty, right? And it happens in mainstream hip hop, of course, yeah, it does. Yes. But you would think, oh man, you believe in Jesus Christ. You shouldn't be faking streams. You shouldn't be buying followers. You shouldn't be acting like you Hollywood because you made a playlist on a certain site. You should be acting all this Hollywood. But when I come to you, you act arrogant. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really knew what real life was, you wouldn't be acting that way. And that's like, a lot of times, bro, it's like, I'm going to use my major league, minor league example. Minor league players, for the most part, only make like $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. But let's say you go out and buy a chain because you're playing pro baseball, for $30K. You done spend all your little money, whatever, and you still gotta live off of that. But you done brought a chain because you want to play the part. Now, on these road trips, you stuck. And a lot of people want to be like, look, in Christian hip hop, we should be a little bit more humbler. The name Christian is in the name in front of rapper. That's like student athlete. You are a student before you're an athlete. You are a Christian before you are a rapper. And I think a lot of these rappers, they look into Christian rap and they be like, yo, that's why I'm going to blow up. And then they try to take the fans off CHH and they try to launch their career. Newsflash, that's not working anymore. Point blank period. It is not working anymore. So why are we in this mirage, in this false land of just trying to be arrogant? What you arrogant about? What have you sold? Name in the last year, this year coming up in 2020, how many CHH artists have sold at least 5,000 copies of anything? Not 5,000 streams, 5,000 copies. All right, let's break that number down. 3,000 copies. Can anybody in the chat let me know how many CHH artists are selling 3,000 copies in the album? Let's say 1,000 copies. 1,000 copies. Still, nobody in the chat can tell me. But yet, still, if I ask you for an interview, you duck and dodge. Exactly, except for album, none. You can't even get 1,000 albums sold. So let's say, what's 1,000 albums sold? That's like, what, 500,000 streams? I believe it's like 500,000. No. I think a million, let me say this. A million streams on Spotify, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like 400 albums sold. Streaming equivalent. So these artists, and then let's say this. How many artists can sell out a 100-seat arena other than NFL and Craig? 100 seat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in their region, but if we break this down, maybe in their region, but if you break it down, CHH artists cannot even sell 100 tickets unless they have 8 people on the bill. So I think what Young Noah was trying to do was say that, look here, people's hearts got to be right, because first of all, you're in CHH, you're not selling. Why is CHH just not making a splash? Because we cannot sell tickets. I said it before and I said it again. We cannot sell merchandise. We cannot sell tickets. We cannot chart on the Billboard charts. And at the end of the day, if you cannot chart, if you cannot sell tickets, put butts in seats, people can care less what's going on in this little playland down here. You know what I'm saying? On big playlists. And didn't have a car. I'm going to say that again. People... Okay, I'm back. Oh, my bad. My internet went out. But people who don't even have a car, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got people who still staying with their parents, man. I'm not saying young cats. I'm saying cats, my age. You know what I'm saying? 27, 28, 29. Staying with their parents, still trying to rap. We got cats who are CHH artists who are not married to their significant other. And they're not planning on getting married either. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we doing here? So I think that CHH as the whole, man, need to change, man, and something needs to be done, man. I don't know, to say the least, bro. I just personally feel like that when they said broke, I think people taking offense, and they were like, man, you and the first thing they run into is like, you can say that as far as hip hop. Of course you can say that as far as hip hop, man. Nobody wanna hear that. So, man, that just had me fired up this week, man. But let me know exactly what y'all think, man. Cause I'm about to bounce, bro. But thank y'all so much, man, for rocking with me, man. Like I said before, I'm just gonna start doing these lives. I think I'm gonna do one YouTube live, one Instagram live. Instagram don't necessarily really like Instagram like that, because some fact that Instagram be trying to cut you off in an hour, and I'm long-winded, bro. And I get cut off in an hour, man. But, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with me, bro. For real, man. 7 Adam, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for rocking with me, man. Shoot, man. Just crazy, man. But once again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray, back with another CHH Now live. If you missed this, man, just go back to the replay. The replay be up maybe tomorrow, because your boy tired. Gotta go cut grass again. But join me tomorrow, man, for my radio show, man. The Lucky Murray Show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on 44 Radio. Yeah, man. Go to chhnow.com, the latest greatest Christian hip hop now, news, media, and yeah, man. But I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much, man.